So let's continue from where we left off. So let's look at the order by. Now this is used for sorting, and when you think of sorting, just think of rearranging something. So when you, for instance, if you want to look at people who have points that, and you want to sort them by, maybe for instance, if you go to, I think, SQL store, if you look at the table here, you have customers, right? And if you look at customers, you have customers who have points, so you can sort by customers who have points. But let me quickly begin by saying that, so this time around we would use let me see, what table can we use? Okay, let's use SQL HR. Let's use this table this time around. And here in this table, I just want you to quickly see something. When I click on that table, look down here, you can see this place, right? Now you can see the employee ID is underlined and it's bold. And if you look at this place, right to it, you have int pk. Pk simply means primary key, and I think we already talked about this, that for every table it is essential that you have a primary key. And you'll recall that I did say that primary keys are unique identifiers. So if you come to this place, to the employees table, it's easy for you to know what employee it is, because every employee has an ID, just as every student has a matric number. Or just think of something like that. On football field, you have unique number on the shirts of the players. So something like that. These are primary keys, and they are just meant to uniquely identify that particular record. So let me just open this up here. So if you look at this, you can see that this is a key right next, just before the employee ID here, and it's indicated as primary key. And one thing about primary key is that it cannot be null, and so you see this NN, which means not null. And so that's what primary key basically, just in the basic sense, that's what it does. So let's get back to our file and let's see if we want to. So why I have to say all this is that if you order by, you can, so let me even do this so that you see what I'm trying to talk about. So select staff from employees. So if you don't do anything, if you run this code alone, what you have, if you, I need to run it up here because that's not the selected database. So if we run this, if you look at these numbers, you will see that it's going in the ascending order. So this is 33391, this is 37270, this is 37851, and as it progresses, it's increasing, if you notice this. But however, look at this, the first name. You have D, you have Y, you have S. S is before Y, but it's not sorted in using the first name. So automatically your table gets sorted using the primary key. However, you can choose to sort using columns. So let me show you how to do that. So you can say select from employees, then you want to order by. So say you want to order by their salary. You want to see those who are earning salaries from the lowest to the highest. So you can say order by salary. And if you run this, of course, because I already selected this database, I don't need to pick that again. or in fact, let me just do what I usually do. So we'll say sort employees by their salary in an ascending order. Let me take that down so that this can be feasible. Oops, I mistyped something there. Okay, so, and to do that, we do this. So this is just the usual sort. So let me just say automatically sorted using the primary key. In this case, which in this case is the employee ID. Okay, so and I'm just doing this just for references, so that when next you go through this, you can easily see this. And I'll try to also send this file to you so that you can have something to refer to sometime later. But then the videos will also be available on YouTube for you. Okay, so if we run this, and I want you to notice this, that looking at this, you can see that we have 32179 here, and then we have 62871, and 32179 is lower than 62871. And so what I just want to bring out here is that this column is not sorted. So let's say we want to sort that table using this colon. How do we do that? So we just write this, and I'll highlight that and then run it here. And so let's just take a look at this salary column again. And if you look at the salary column, you can see we have 32179. Now it is sorted, because as you progress, it's increasing. Now, one thing you can do, and let me just copy this for the sake of time. I don't want these videos to be too long. So say I want to do this time around in descending order, and simply what I would just do is I'll just put here DESC. DESC is just short for descending. So if I want to sort in descending order, I use the DESC in front of it. And notice that here in the order by, I didn't have anything. Not that I can't have anything. If I want to make it ascending, I can say ASC, but really internally ASC is what the order would be if you don't specify anything. So order by salary in descending order, and let's run this and let's see what we have. If we try to run this and you look at the salary, you can see we have this 117690 and 114257, and down, and as it's progressing, it's going down. So that is how you can sort using in descending order and ascending order. So this is sorting with using just one column. However, you can sort using multiple columns. So I will try to sort this now based on the salary, and as well as based on the first name. So in order to do that, so say sort employees by their salary and first name. Okay, now if I don't specify any order, again, you know that we don't need to specify. So if I don't specify anything, it's going from small to higher. And so for this first name, it should go from A to Z, something more like that. So let's do select star from employees, then order by let's do first name. Then we want to also order by salary, and just observe that I did not specify anything here. And if I run this now, what do we get? Look at the first name here. You can see the first name is ordered here in the ascending order. And similarly, if you look at the salary, you can see that the salary is actually not ordered the way you would expect it to. And that's because the first name takes precedence before the salary. So let me just demonstrate that by changing this to salary and then the first name. And if I run this, it will take care of the salary first, as you can see. But where this is very useful is, say for instance, and I'm trying to see if I have something like that, but say if for instance you have the same, you have two people with the same salary, this would help you sort. It will sort the salary first, and so if you have two people, it will then sort the names, the first name, either in ascending, and of course here again you can specify if you want the first name to be in descending order. And so you can do something like this. If you want the salary to be in descending order, you can do something like this. And so you can say order by salary, descending order, first name. If you don't put anything here, it orders the first name in ascending order. And like I said, you can do this. It's a multiple thing. So you can, if you have multiple columns you want to sort by, you can say last name, and so on and so forth. I hope that is clear to you. So another thing that you can do here, and I think this is specific to MySQL, because there are other database management systems like the PostgreSQL and other relational database management systems. But here in SQL, it permits you to select certain columns even when you don't order by it. It permits you to order by columns that are not selected. So what do I mean by that? So say for instance, we want to order by that salary in descending order, right? But all we need here is just the first name and then the last name. Now, this is possible in MySQL. In certain other databases, this is not possible. If anything that is selected here, anything that you order by here has to be selected, it has to be represented here. But here in MySQL, it's not the case. And so this runs, and of course you can't see the salary, but you can be sure that the salary is in descending order. So this is the person who receives the highest salary. That is another thing. So it's also possible, and again, I think this is also pertinent to, it's specific to MySQL. You can also sort using Alias. And what do I mean by Alias? So it's possible for you to do something like this. First name, then comma, then you say maybe 100 or anything as age. And I'm just making this up. Of course, all of them can be 110 years old, but I'm just making things up just to make you know that you can actually sort by this alias. This is what they call alias. It's just like as something. So you're saying that this is the value, but we want to have the column represented as this. If you don't specify this, it will work, just that you won't have the column won't have any name. So Perhaps I should let me just demonstrate this first. So select that from, I would want to pick employees, I believe. Yes, so this time around I'm not going to sort by anything, and let me just remove the alias just to show you what I meant earlier. So here we go. If I select this, I run that. Now notice what you have here: first name, and then the column name is 110. Of course, that's not what you want. You want something that is descriptive, right? And so because of that, we do something like this as age. So that column will now have this age as its name. And let me run this so that you see what I'm trying to talk about. Now notice that the values are actually 110, but the column as well is still 110. That's not what we want. So look at this. You can see that the column now is age. That's a column name, but the values are still 110. So let's say that we want to sort employees using that alias. We can say that order by, so say this time around last name, order by last name and age. So say in descending order, for instance. And this is a possibility in MySQL. So here we go. And as you can see, we have just the first name and then the age, but it's sorted using the last name. So this person's last name is the last name that begins first. So I guess this person's last name must have started with A. And just for the benefit of doubt, I will choose the last name here just to see and just to let you know. I did that so that you can see that you can still select that last name even though you can order by last name even though you did not select it there. So let's see. And as you can see, the last name here starts with A. Of course, because we didn't specify if it's ascending or descending, automatically it does it in the ascending order. And the last thing I would want to do is to show you another thing that you possibly would see some people do, which I do not recommend, and for some reasons. So you can do select first name and then last name and say, oops, sorry, let me say sorting by column number. So you can do this, select these from employees, then you can say order by. So because the first name is the first thing here, you can say 1, and then the last name is the second one here, you can say 2. So if we run this, it will sort everything by that first name and the last name. And so let's see this. And as you can see, look at this. The first name is A, and don't forget I told you that it does this in this order. It does the first name first, and if there are two people with the same first name, then it uses their last name to sort them. So say for instance you have two people who are bearing John as their first name, and maybe one bears John Dada, the other one bears John Doe. Now this is just an example. Both of them have their first name to be the same thing. Both of them bear John, right? So the way it does this sorting is that it looks at this one and sees that, okay, this is so just to make it clear, let me put Doe here, and then let me put Dada here. So let's say that their primary key is 1, and then here it's 2. Now this is just a sample, just to let you see how this works. So automatically, if you don't specify anything, if you just select that table, it prints it out this way. But if you order by just the first name, which is John in this case, it sorts it out this other way. So it takes John, Dada, and then John Doe. That's because you're sorting with just the first name, right? However, if you sort using the first name and then you say, give me the last name in descending order, this is the result you get here. But if you don't specify anything, you get it the other way. So Dada comes up here if you don't specify anything, and then Do comes here. That's of course 2 and 1. That is if you say sort by, that's order by the first name, of course in ascending order, and then the last name also in ascending order. This is what you get. All right, so I think I've been able to show you this. So let me tell you, why did I say you should avoid this? The reason is, say tomorrow you decide to put another column, you decide to select another column. So say you want to have their job titles first. So I do something like job title, and you know, there's that possibility that you would forget that, oh, you are ordering by 1 and 2, or even just imagine the stress it's going to, the pain it's going to cost you, knowing that you still want to sort by the first name and the last name. And so you have to start changing this to 2 and then this to 3. Whereas if we go back to this place, no matter the column you add to it, if you do job title, you don't need to change anything, because this still remains the last name. You are ordering by the last name and the age. I hope this is clear. But if you have any questions, just let me know. You can put it down in the comment section below, or you can also chat me up on my social media handle, just to clarify things if it's not clear. But this is what order by, this is just a sneak peek of what order by does. So the exercise I would like to give you here is okay, let me do that in another video so that this video won't be too long, because I don't like long videos myself. So see you in the next video. I'll give you the exercise in the next video.